Welcome back to Rethink Retail's podcast, live from Boston. We're here at eTail, and I have the pleasure to be joined with Netcore's founder, Rajesh Jain. Rajesh, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Rajesh has gone from being a celebrated entrepreneur to hopefully being a celebrated author with his new book, bestseller, Celebrated to Profit. So it's a little play on, I think, my favorite, popcorn and unicorn. So two things I think every startup entrepreneur loves.
Thank you.
So Rajesh, why don't we start off with a little bit of your journey and how you've created this private, bootstrap, profitable company, and if you want to share some maybe tips, tricks, and other anecdotes that entrepreneurs can learn from you.
Sure. So the conventional thinking today when businesses are starting up is that I've got to go out as a founder, I've got to go out and raise a lot of capital. And there's an alternative way to build the business. It's basically start up by focusing on profitability and then using the profits to reinvest for growth. That way, you don't have to worry about investors. Your focus is entirely on customers. And this model, I've done it twice. I built India's first internet portals between 95 and 99. And over the last 25 years, I've built Netcore into a $100 million revenue company. Both companies scaled without any capital, both completely bootstrapped.
Today, India is sort of the hot, sexy topic, and everyone wants to be there and go there, but looks like you were doing it 30 years ago.
So I returned from the US. My dad had told me, study in the US, work 2 years, and come back and do whatever you want. He had done that in the mid-60s. So my decision to return back to India was done. So I'd worked in New York for a couple of years after my master's and then went back. Failed for the first 2.5 years after I went back. Luckily, I spotted the internet opportunity. I used that as a way to bridge the information gap that Indians outside India faced when it came to connecting back with India news, recipes, sports, etc. And that worked out very well. That laid a very good foundation for me and for my career. And because we did website development also, we had a cash flow coming in. So you asked about the tips for entrepreneurs. I think one of the most important things is ensure you have got cash flows coming in early on in the business. Okay, so the surplus cash. It also helps you be free from having to take incoming capital at whatever valuation investors decide. You can call the shots.
You know, I love the way you think because you break it down to the way I think every entrepreneur, every founder, every small business owner should be thinking. And today we've got amazing entrepreneurs who are super successful, and one of them, obviously very well known, he spoke about moonshots, and he talked about how every acorn might turn into the next large oak, and that's why if they talked about failing, they said we failed fast, but we invested a huge amount of capital into certain projects because you don't know when this acorn would turn into the next oak. When you were launching Netcore or any of your other ventures, did you invest in a lot of side projects, side acorns?
Not early on, because you don't have the money to do that. So you need to get one profits engine going. For India World, it became the websites that we did early on, which gave us the sort of breathing space till advertising started taking off. That became our second profit engine. In Netcore, our first profit engine was email and SMS that we did in India for the big enterprises. And that then gave us the surplus cash to start investing in the expansion, marketing automation, acquisitions, etc. later on. But really the key is, what's your first money machine? Get that, and then you have the freedom to expand in multiple different ways.
When you sit down with certain prospective clients, marketing team, do you show them certain metrics and KPIs that they can track and use, and then, I guess, demonstrate how a lot of their initiatives are turning into profit or turning into increasing the customer lifetime value?
I think the best metric is one which was outlined by Fred Reichheld in his book, Winning on Purpose. He's the person who created the Net Promoter Score system. He talked about earned growth.
Yes.
So the core idea being, what is the growth you can get from your existing customers and referrals, excluding search engine marketing and acquisition costs, really. And I think that's the perfect metric. basically. Because what you're saying is that the best way is to get your existing customers back for more and get them to bring their friends and family.